Cotton candy sandwich, what I want. Don't miss out on the cherry cream. Cotton candy sandwich, what I want. Put some ice cream up in that, yeah. Sup, it's your unfriendly red rat neighbor Kevin Cornish, and I'm back with another one. Please excuse my terrible singing in the beginning. I'm excited. This is what if Naruto had a parasite or the parasite. Basically, that's its name. But before we get directly into this, I'd like to send a big shout out to the creator of this thumbnail. Actually, it's an old thumbnail, but I'll still send a shout out anyway. This thumbnail was created by 6 Master of the Meister Clan. Link will be in the description, with others such as Kid Zeus, Soku Meister, Liam Meister, Lord Titan, Gratify, YK, just to name a few. These are what if creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Go over to their page, check them out, tell them the Cornish Man sent you. Also, don't forget my Discord and TikTok is in the link below as well. If you want to check out my karate session, me getting my cat drunk, or a short animation that I did back when, go to my TikTok. Don't forget to like and follow over there as well. If you just want to highlight a nigga say some shit, go to my Discord. I got my Discord server link in the bottom there as well. So, peak topic of the day. What happened with Orochimaru and Orochimaru and Hiruzen's fight? So, we're gonna get into that. Come on, give me a little break, bruh. Anyway, so let's hit back. So the last time we left off, Naruto, Zabuza, and Haku were having a little, ramen session at Ujiraku Ramen, where they see Sasuke and Sakura coming from whatever fucking bullshit they were doing, holding hands, seemingly being a little bit mushy or a little bit happy onto the situation. Naruto deduced that Sakura used some clone transformation jutsu to create her ideal boy. At this moment, he didn't know that Sasuke kind of confessed it to Sakura, but kind of did not as well. This prompts Sakura to smile and is in her giddy state at this moment in time. A few moments later, Hiruzen could be seen in his form of transformation jutsu, because then he wanted he himself got obsessed with Ujiraku Ramen for some apparent reason. So it's like a drug now. Yeah. So Naruto comes over. Hiruzen comes over. Sasuke and Naruto could have told that it was the third Hokage, as he then said to himself that he thought my disguise was impeccable, as he ordered a bowl of ramen. So they talked as Naruto questioned what happened to Orochimaru. Silence filled the little ramen shop for a few moments. The third Hokage looks at Naruto and tells Naruto and Team 7 at this moment, without Kakashi, to follow them after their meal. They proceeded a moment later to follow the third Hokage to the prison, but they haven't seen this prison. They know every part of the Konoha village, basically, because they do A to C rank missions around this place. So throughout that 2 years since they became Chunin, or throughout that year, but since they became ninjas, they know the surrounding areas, but they don't recognize this prison. Granted, this prison was just created and it was made in a dimension type jutsu, so it's there and it's also not there. So I'll take that back, that it was just recently made. It was made years ago, just that the prisoners that are held in there are prisoners, it's like that prison where only the worst criminals enter. El Caso. I'm forgetting what that shit. I read it back years ago, but I didn't think it was a real prison. This is how it was. So it's gonna basically be something similar to that, but in a dimension type prison something. But anyway, there they followed Hiruzen to a cell located by itself in its own cell. So it's a cell in a cell in a cell. You know what I mean? So they entered to find Orochimaru chained up inside. As they see him, Orochimaru comes up to the cage. Orochimaru calls out the third Hokage calls out Orochimaru's name as Orochimaru calls out Hiruzen's name, and we get a flashback to what happened on the roof. So, as in canon, they both fought. Now, Hiruzen summoned the Monkey King as Orochimaru summoned the three Kages. So he was successful in summoning all three Kages in this time. But so they began fighting. The third Hokage was, being overwhelmed basically at this point. But he got an upper hand as a few moments later you could see one of the Hokages seemed to disobey Orochimaru's direct order, throwing a kunai at him. As this is the fourth Hokage, Minato, and thanks to the what you call him again? Thanks to that ghetto ceiling or the ceiling thing that he used. I would just mentioned it a while ago. But thanks to that ceiling that he did on Naruto, him being summoned and being controlled was ineffective. First, in a minute, it was kind of effective, but then now he is he's now in full control of himself as he throw a kunai at Orochimaru, and Orochimaru dodges it, but that was the fourth Hokage's intention for him as he teleports behind him and placed a seal on Orochimaru's back, which prompt Orochimaru to dispel the third Hokage's summoning. Yes, but like in canon, whenever the seal is already placed, there's no way to remove it, even after the person who cast the summoning dies. Basically, I'm just using a term. I'm not sure. So after a few seconds before before Minato disappeared, Hiruzen was teleported behind Orochimaru as Hiruzen used his Monkey King staff to throw Orochimaru up into the sky, as then he used a binding sealing jutsu, binding Orochimaru's chakra and sealing it so that he would not be able to use any other jutsu. With this, all his jutsu, all the jutsus or the summoning that he performed, disappeared or deactivated, and this was how he got caught. We now proceed into the present time, as he was telling that as a story, as Naruto. Flashback to Naruto's part. Naruto did steal the scroll of sealing, but then the technique of the Rasengan was written specifically for him. Actually, then it's revealed that Naruto has already figured out that his father is the third Hokage at this moment. He's not really so sure who his mother is, but he is already aware that his father is the fourth Hokage. Back to the present, Naruto could be seen trying to control his tears as he looked at Orochimaru. Orochimaru was looking at Naruto, not at Sasuke, but he is going to find a good use of Sasuke basically later on. So Naruto grabbed at the cage and calls Orochimaru a monster. Orochimaru looks at Naruto and says likewise. They proceed to leave the prison with Orochimaru stating that the public doesn't. I mean, the third Hokage. Why do I keep mixing up Orochimaru and fucking Hiruzen? It's that stupid documentary again. I'm gonna stop watching stuff. That documentary was like how Hiruzen and Orochimaru are similar. You could go check it out. I don't really remember who comprised that bullshit, but I watched it like this today about 3 o'clock in the morning. So basically yesterday, not today, yesterday. So it would be fucking Monday early morning. So I'm back. So I'm out of it. So in this part of what is happening, Orochimaru and stuff, and him being in prison, third Hokage telling the Team 7 that his capture hasn't been announced to the public, so they should keep a low profile on that situation. So we time skip where both of them goes there. All five of them go their separate ways, with Hiruzen going back to the Hokage mansion, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. But then, so we're at Sasuke's house, but then there's an intruder. So before they left, like I said, he did a Orochimaru has a sealing binding jutsu on him that doesn't prevent him subordinate from performing a manipulation jutsu. I'm not so sure, in the likeness of Orochimaru. So that is at Sasuke's house, with him trying to convince Sasuke that he could offer him power. He knows the situation between the Uchiha clan and what transpired with it, but he asked that with giving Sasuke the power he asked that Sasuke frees him from prison. So Sasuke he hesitated for a minute, but then the snake thingy did some jutsu and messed with Sasuke's head a bit, which caused him to blank out for some time, but he's still standing. So basically this is it manipulated manipulated Sasuke's body, and Sasuke is like a passenger is in his own body. So he still gets the curse mark still after being infected by this form of jutsu, as he proceeded to head to the prison. But what Orochimaru's subordinate didn't know, that the prison moves. It's not like it's in one general spot, and the person who could actually activate it from anywhere is the third Hokage, I guess Danzo as well, because he's still being trusted, and the High Council. So Sasuke's body uses his memory and went to the location he thought the entrance were, but when they arrived to that location, Orochimaru's subordinate is surprised to find that it's a different house there. It's like, what's going on? How can this be? Sasuke finally gains control of his body, activating his 3 Tomoe Sharingan state, as he then expelled the demon from his body. Still, the curse mark is already placed on him, as he then fell on the floor, writhing in agony and stuff. So the snake summoning disappears as Sasuke passed out. Next day, Sakura is because then it was near Sakura's house, was walking, as she saw a crowd of people lying surrounding something on the floor. As she makes her way through them, she saw Sasuke passed out on the floor with dark marks covering his entire body. She screams as Sasuke opens his eyes, and all the dark marks fled into his neck. He didn't get a hickey this time, so no perverted snake dude nibble on his neck like a little celery stick. That was disgusting when I first watched that shit, bro. I kind of like, nah, he didn't do that. No, he didn't give a fucking 13-year-old boy a fucking hickey, bro. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, so Sasuke woke up, the dark marks faded and went back into this, the curse mark on his neck. He then proceeded, to get up. Sakura went closer to him, offering her shoulder, which he, took. Like, he ain't vouching for it. He felt weak, even though he's been sleeping all night. But the activation of the quirk, the curse while he was sleeping caused his chakra to deplete to a very not critical level that he would die, but to a point where his legs are kind of jello-ish and stuff. So they both went to the infirmary as he left out the part of Orochimaru's deal with him, as he said that some snake thing came over to his room, bit him, and he doesn't remember anything else from there. So Sakura could tell that he was lying, but she didn't confront him about it and stuff. So they went back as they were giving another mission. This mission was to escort a princess back to her village or some shit. So they proceeded to do that. But like I said, Orochimaru's 4 gangs, the one with the flute, the one with the so there were skulking outside of the village as they saw the four of them heading out. They proceeded to follow Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi, not knowing that they have 2 more people coming out afterwards. So they left, and 2-3 hours later, Zabuza and Haku followed closely behind. So they spotted that Naruto's group were being followed way before. So Haku does her ice mirrors now that she can do her ice summoning from long distance. Basically, she snuck a scroll on Naruto. So it's similar to the Flying Regent in a sense, but it's Haku's ice summoning mirrors in a way, like time something. Haku then arrives in front of Naruto. They were startled. They stopped a bit as Naruto is really confused at how she could, summon her ice mirrors at such a distance. She proceeded to remove the paper from Naruto's back. It was kind of invisible in a sense, as Naruto then applauded her for, evolving her technique. As she blushed, and they, for a moment she forgot what she was really there for, as she remembered an explosion happened near to them, causing everyone to scatter in different locations. As the princess they were guarding miraculously fell into Sasuke's arms, with Sakura being visibly upset about it, because it was like Sasuke was doing the princess carry on this girl, and she was like, Sasuke has never carried me that way, blah blah blah. Breaks the part with me saying blah blah blah. Like, I know I'm a big fan of Hotel Transylvania. Big reveal. Anyway, so that happens, and a fight ensues with Orochimaru's goon. Naruto did his hand side to, summon his 9-tailed cloak, as he bursts in blue chakra. His chakra form changes into the 9-tailed fox's form. Naruto proceeded to leap from tree to tree, hitting each one of Orochimaru's goons to a distance so Sasuke and Sakura could secure or the princess, with Kakashi removing his headbands from his eyes and locating or telling Naruto where each one was at this moment. He was just yelling it out. So but because of Naruto's speed, their reaction time was very moderate, to be precise. Naruto was moving fast, man. So he proceeded to knock them down. Sasuke and Sakura had and Haku, Sasuke, Sakura, and Haku had safely gotten a good distance away with the princess from the battle, as Naruto and Sasuke were, engaging the enemy. They didn't know they were Orochimaru's goon. They just thought that they were there to kidnap the princess, as they scuffled and asked for, they scuffled for a little while, as Naruto then proceeded to ask them, what do they want? The princess has gotten safely away. Retreat. And the girl with the flute stands and says that we're here in order to capture one of you in exchange for Orochimaru. They finally figure out, oh, these are Orochimaru's goons and stuff. As Zabuza finally arrived, as the girl was about to play her flute, Zabuza pulled out his new and improved executioner blade. As you can see, he dulled the blade himself purposely, as he smacked the girl in the back of the head with the sword. Naruto is like, "Oh, Zabuza, you killed her?" He went and checked up on her as she flowed directly in front of them, and they dodged, of course, and she got lodged into a tree. Zabuza said, "My lord, forgive me. I thought I held back a lot there," as a little comedic effect there a bit. And Naruto pulled her out of the tree. The rest of the, Orochimaru's goons, curse mark activated, and they started to transform in front of Naruto's eyes, with Naruto being very, very happy about it. So he hasn't been using his full power so far. Even when he fought Shikaku, he did not. Basically, he was able to do a technique he wanted to try. That was the flying Raijin, of course, as he combined that with a mini Rasengan, and he wanted to see how it works, because it was designed to combat multiple opponents at the same time. So they all went into their demon form, or their curse mark forms, all plunging at Naruto, Kakashi, and Zabuza, with Naruto telling everyone, the both of them, to get down, as he then erupts his true potential and flying Raijin all over the place, causing many Rasengans to appear on all the enemies' bodies, all over their bodies to be exact, as they all fell to the ground. Naruto appeared behind Zabuza and Kakashi. Kakashi, he shocked and wondered what just fucking happened, as he covered his eyes again. He's like, oh, nothing much. It's my new technique. It's called Flying Mini Rasengan. I'm sorry, I peeped out my window. I saw a girl with a huge ass. I'm sorry. The name was something different a second ago. It was like, but because I'm a dude. By God, nigga, I'm gonna stare a booty if I want to. But anyway, so after that fight, that really, really short fight, Naruto proceeded to tie up all of them as they left, and to the princess's mansion or whatever they were going at. And Naruto didn't leave them back there. He placed them all in a cage like jutsu as he carries them along, or he drags them along with him. They finally arrives with the red-haired girl looking at Sasuke looking at her as well, noticing the curse mark, as Sasuke really wants to know what's its ability, what is it good for. Later on, a little party happens because the princess decided, oh, these are my hero, let's have a ball, throwing a huge party for Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Haku, Zabuza, and Kakashi. You know what I mean? She arrived home without a scratch, and she's like, yo, yeah. So later on, Sasuke could be seen next to the cage as he was talking to the red-haired Orochimaru subject as Orochimaru's gang. As he asked her about the curse mark, she begins talking as she tells him that she can bring out his full potential from the curse mark if she releases him. He remembers what happened back in, he didn't forget, but he remembered that the snake summoning like thing gave him the same proposal, so he dismissed this as she provides the pill for him. And the other guy summoned the little casing and stuff. Sasuke does takes the pill and immediately passes out as Sakura was approaching. Seeing him taking the pill and passed out, she rushed to him as they told her, they instructed her as to what to do. She kind of hesitated a minute. The buffer one of Orochimaru's goon tells her to do it or he'll die permanently. She hesitated, but she complied with it as she placed Sasuke into the container. They gave her the time as to when he would be ready. She's like, she's not gonna let them out. Even if so, she then called out for Naruto. Naruto arrived in a snap thanks to him placing a seal on his teammates. Yes, my nigga, Molly boy, protective, you know what I mean? So Zabuza has one, Haku has one, Kakashi has one, Sakura has one, and Sasuke has like 5 of them, nigga. He's quite obsessed with Sasuke in a sense. Not gay, but he sees himself in Sasuke a little bit. Granted that Sasuke sees Naruto as a way of inspiration, to be exact. So yeah, Naruto arrives, asks what's the matter, where's Sasuke. She points at the drum in front of him. He looks at the guys in the cage as he asks, what have you done with Sasuke? As they told him that he yearns for power. She only gave him what he asked for. They waited as a few hours passed. Sasuke finally emerged from his container covered in a dark shadow-like appearance as he, proceeded to, check what he's capable of, but not in a malicious way. He just tricked Orochimaru's gang to help him evolve his powers. He turns and looks at Naruto and tells Naruto to, help me test this out. Naruto, not reluctantly, open-heartedly agrees to it as he does his hand signs and, proceeded to attack Sasuke. Sasuke dodged his oncoming blow as they proceed into a taijutsu battle with Sakura being wow about the situation. Everyone around is watching, thinking that Team 7 is losing their mind somehow, because they're both smiling, laughing as they're delivering blows to each other. Sasuke, completely tires out as the shadows retreat from his body and he reverts back to his human form. Granted, yes, he changed into that winged looking ass thing where man. But with doing so, he fell to his knees. Kakashi noticed that, after removing his head, that there was something interrupting with the chakra in some sense. Naruto sensed that Kakashi was speaking the truth as he placed his hand on Sasuke's curse mark and said something, or did a one hand sign jutsu as he pulled out a white snake from the curse mark. White snake fell to the ground, but it didn't just fall to the ground and slithered away. It started morphing as it turned into Orochimaru. They both were like, they didn't understand what was happening because they thought Orochimaru was locked up in the prison and it was no way he could have escaped without the third Hokage, the council and stuff. And that's true. This is a clone of Orochimaru, and he proceeded to assist his comrades as he helped them escape, and they were about to fight with Sasuke, Sakura, and their Team 7, but Orochimaru instructed them to leave, find a way to release my true body, as Orochimaru stayed back to fight the Team 7, losing that fight terribly. That was like the worst. Orochimaru was like one of them kids who were always getting bullied for no apparent reason, being nice kids and stuff. So Orochimaru, that was a terrible description. Let's put it as the opposite. So Orochimaru was like, the bully that was bullying the town kid for years, and finally the town kid got fed up by it and delivered a beating of a lifetime to a bully. So this was similar to our situation. So Orochimaru was the bully and he got his ass handed to him by Team 7. Granted that it was just a clone Orochimaru, but that was mean to describe. So Orochimaru legit got his shit split. You know what I mean? There was they were throwing punches, not even using jutsus anymore toward the situation. And you know what I mean? So hit them up. They're back. The entire fight from last night was basically not fun for nobody. As they went back to Konoha, they informed the third Hokage that they fought Orochimaru in the next village over, as Orochimaru informed them that it was probably one of his body doubles or some shit, or a clone that he placed out there that finally infected came out of Sasuke's curse mark. And something noticeably different about Sasuke's curse mark now. So basically, first when he got his curse mark, it was black. Now it's red, and it has a 6 tomoe around it. So something noticeably changed on Sasuke as well, as he is feeling quite lighter for some reason. He feels more chakra welling within him, but he doesn't really tell anyone about it. Everyone goes their separate ways after being debriefed, as Zabuza Haku and Naruto were walking home, Zabuza suddenly remembered that he had some urgent business to attend to. Trap. As he left Naruto and Haku to walk back home, not knowing to Naruto and Haku that they just entered a genjutsu. Zabuza asked the help for Sasuke. Sasuke know how to use the genjutsu now for some reason. I'm not sure if he did know how to use it when he was a kid, but he knows how to use it now because they were both planning this for a long time. They could have seen that Haku had feelings for Naruto, but they also saw that Naruto is fucking dense. I mean, he didn't notice any of Haku's attempts to get his attention. So, Sasuke noticed, and Zabuza already knows. Zabuza and Sasuke came up with the idea to place them in a situation where Haku was unable to use her ice mirrors. It's just an illusion and stuff. So in this illusion, Haku suddenly didn't know how to use her, genjutsu or her, Keke Genkai. And Naruto was forced to hold back a mountain of monsters bound on, killing them all. At the end, Haku finally confessed to Naruto, because then it was looking pretty grim that they were not about to survive what was happening to them, and they were like confused on how it happened to them. They thought Orochimaru got something to do with it, but not really. As Haku grabbed Naruto, told Naruto that she loves him. This is when the genjutsu disappeared. As they were standing in front of Zabuza and Sasuke having a great huge smug on his face, got punched by Naruto. Haku, slapped Zabuza real hard in the face, because that was not funny. Because Zabuza was laughing first time. So later on, we time skip a day, as thing was noticeably awkward with Haku and Naruto, with Naruto knowing that Haku is madly in love with him. Anyway, this is where we're going to be leaving this up. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, tickle that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Also check the links out in the description. The creator of this thumbnail, Six Meister, with others such as Kid Zeus of Kid Zeus Studios, Zoku Meister, Liam Meister, Lord Titan, Gratify YK, just to name a few. These are what if creators that I think are amazing, but that's just my opinion. Head on over to their page, check their videos, and tell them the Carnage Man sent you. Yep. Also, if you want to check out my small animation, me getting my cat drunk for no apparent reason, or me having a karate session with my dog, check out my TikTok link. Check out my TikTok link will be in the description. If you just want to holler at a nigga, give a conversation to the pop it up, check out my Discord, also in the description below. You know what I mean? So that's it for that video. Basically, I ended off my last video stating about, ideas. So basically, what I really wanted to say about that was me taking a title of a what if doesn't constitute to me stealing the entire what if itself. You know what I mean? So the other day I had a small argument with a few of my buddies about a specific what if, none y'all business to that what if it was, and it went like if I was stealing the what if idea word for word, like You know, I'm taking your what if and posting on my YouTube channel. I'm not doing that. I'm interested in the title of your what ifs only, not the entire thing. If you notice, all my what ifs are really, really weird. Like I'm doing it the way I want to do it. I won't do it how you all want your. You know what? That's enough for right now. I know I confused you all. Apologize about that later. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna apologize. Stay confused. Anyway, this is your unfriendly red rat neighbor, Kevin Cornage, and I'll see you in the next one. Holla at a nigga, say whoop, say something. You've been barking this whole fucking while. Say some shit. No? Alright, I want to sing then. Holla at a nigga, say, oh, oh, oh. Beat it, nigga.